watching News 3 at 6 Weekend.
And you came outside as soon as you hit the front street. You seen the bodies and you knew that this was different.
Witnesses describe the chaos when gunshots rang out in downtown Dayton, Ohio. 9 people were killed, 16 others injured. Good evening, I'm Trish Williford. Thank you for joining us. Well, in Dayton, police say a gunman wearing body armor and carrying extra magazines opened fire in a popular entertainment district. Police say that 24-year-old gunman fired dozens of rounds into the crowd outside of a nightclub called Ned Pepper's. And authorities now say the suspect's 22-year-old sister is also one of his victims. She and 8 others were shot and killed before the suspect was fatally shot by police. Reporter Rob Sneed with more. And in El Paso, this was the scene just minutes after a gunman opened fire at a Walmart. You can see workers and shoppers receiving aid by first responders. 20 people were killed, more than 24 injured. Reporter Jessica Garat shows us more from yesterday's terrifying scene. The 21-year-old suspect surrendered shortly after Saturday's rampage. He's facing capital murder charges. The federal government is treating this mass shooting as a domestic terrorism case.
We've had a strong disturbance move across
Tonight and only on 3, a lot of people are reacting to a video on social media that apparently shows a Tybee Island police officer tackling a woman to the ground. Now, the woman's mother says it was unnecessary and excessive. Well, tonight, the woman in the video is behind bars. News 3's Kelly Antonacci got both sides of that story. She joins us now with what we know. Kelly.
Trish, 21-year-old Olivia Simons.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Looking ahead now, the summer vacation's over for thousands of students across our area. They're heading back to class this week. Well, we noticed a few council members gasping as Chief Mentor talked about these crimes. Not necessarily the number of them, but the age of the suspects involved. Some troubling numbers from Savannah's top cop. A wild scene outside of Atlanta where a police officer is recovering tonight. He was dragged down a highway by a suspect who drove away from a traffic stop. All of it caught on dash cam video. NBC's Morgan Chesky shows us those shocking moments. Well, tonight the party is over in Buford. Organizers of the Buford Water Festival are cleaning up right now after more than a week of activities and concerts. And they say this was a record year that brought in more visitors and more dollars. Around Florida, a dramatic hit and run involving a police officer, and it was caught on video. It happened Friday when the officer spotted a man who was driving recklessly. The officer pulled him over and asked him to get out of the vehicle. And then this happened.
6'8", normal parking.
I'm probably going to show my age here. Before his arrest, I had never heard of him. I'd never heard of him.
Well, a lot of his songs cannot be said on air. So
I would imagine not.
A Tennessee teenager's good deed is making the rounds on social media.
Her selfless gesture tops our look at what's trending tonight.
He's one of my favorite chickens because all of them is special in their own way.
For some, it might be a dog or even a favorite blanket that helps make life a little bit easier. But for 11-year-old Marianne Shira, her beloved chickens and roosters make her smile.
And he's flying away.
Marianne has a terminal disease known as Friedreich ataxia. It's a disease that attacks the central nervous system. The family says their orthopedic doctor prescribed chickens to help with her emotional and physical therapy. The family has 10 of them, but now they may be forced to get rid of them.
City inspector came out and saw that we had chickens. I sat there and said, yes, we have chickens. They're part of my daughter's physical therapy. She chases them around the yard as part of, building up her muscle strength for her yards, plus she enjoys eating the eggs. Well, we had the city inspector out several times when we did a home renovation last year. They saw the coop. They saw the coop during the previous 2 times and never once said anything about us needing a permit for it.
According to the Hinesville City Ordinance, fowls are not allowed on a property if it becomes a nuisance or creates an unsanitary condition in the neighborhood.
At this point, the case is ongoing, but we have received complaints about that they've become a nuisance to residents in the area.
But Marianne's family says the roosters and chickens bring her comfort at a time when she needs it the most.
They want us to get rid of the coop and want us to get rid of the chickens. And we told them we're not going to. It's all about her happiness as she continues to fight this condition.